Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, come on in. Come on in. Come on in. My name is Linda Peavy, and I'm going to be your host for this evening. I am so glad that you decided to hop on in so that we know what is going on with Grant. Now, as you come in, you've got to give your city, your state a shout out. Now, I am in Ohio where it is 18 degrees and it is going down to -2 tonight. The wind chill in the morning is supposed to be -22. So to say it is a little bit chilly is an understatement. So let me know. Hello, Deborah, Rhonda from Beverly, Massachusetts. Look at Ohio being represented. Hello, Debbie. And Brittany from Battle Creek, Michigan. Battle Creek, Battle Creek. Kellogg's? Is that Kellogg's Cornflakes in Battle Creek? Hello, Farronda. Look at Farronda representing the land. Hello, Joshua from DC. And is it Shanudu or Shanadu? Forgive me, I'm getting ready to butcher some names. Shanadu from Miami and Kimberly from North Carolina. Regina from Oxon Hill, Maryland. Hey, Brenda is representing the land. Yes, Anisha, St. Louis, and Gernardo from Riverside, California. Ooh, I bet it's not, what, 18 degrees there. And is it Juavanda or Wavanda from Chi-Town is up in the house? And Icuria Foundation from Houston and Melissa from Grand Rapids. Come on in, everybody. Sadie from Arkansas, Alexa from Oakland, and Omashan from Raleigh, and Anna from Richmond. Come on in. Hello, La Costa from Memphis. I always say home of the good barbecue. Hello, 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 Tammy from Mobile, Alabama. Oh, my parents were born in Alabama, and my mother was born in Wetumpka. And who else do we have with us? Come on in. Erica Freehold. I know exactly. I've been to Freehold, New Jersey. I've been to Freehold. Marita, Marita is in Minneapolis. Minneapolis is holding it down. Yes. Oh, it's 8 degrees. Oh my gosh, you're colder than I am. And Kimberly from Ohio. Look at Ohio has come in strong tonight. And Nita from Houston, Durham. Look, you're in a heat wave at 32 degrees, okay? And who else? Who else? Selma. Look at Selma representing historical Selma. Hello, Keith. And is it Shetty from North Carolina? And Brooklyn has shown up. Brooklyn is in the house with Natasha. Hello, everybody. Come on in. We're going to give it just a couple more minutes because this is really, really important information that I'm going to be sharing with you tonight about what on earth is going on with grants. Hello, Pamela from Chi-Town, Faith from New York City, and Massachusetts is in the house. Hello, Gillian, or is it Jillian? And hello, Eulette. Hello, Eulette. I know you from South Jersey. All right, come on in. Let's see. Timmy says it's 21 degrees. That's not so bad. Our wind chill is literally supposed to be like, I don't know, something crazy like -21. And Deborah from Euclid. Euclid is represented. And Cincinnati. Hello, Tasha from Cincinnati. Sandy from South Carolina. And Agatha, or is it Agatha from Richfield, Washington? Come on in, everybody. Chi-Town is in the house. And with Carla and Alicia and Carmenita from St. Louis. Let's see. We've got Cheryl from Historic Turner House Foundation in Raleigh, New Jersey. Icy and cold. Yes, yes, yes. Tamala from beautiful Bridgeport, Connecticut. Hello, everybody. And we got so many Sherry Peak from Indiana, Sherry Morris from Cleveland, Alicia from Cleveland. I'm just loving my land people showing up today. All right. Hello, everybody. We're going to get started because I do have some very important information to share with you tonight. So I'm going to share my presentation. We're going to get started and I will take you through some housekeeping and then we are going to rock and roll, as they say in the land. We're going to rock and roll. All right, all right, all right. Look at all these Cleveland people showing up. Hello, Tana from New Mexico. New Mexico is with us. Oh, and Angela from New Orleans. Say hello to everybody as you come in. Give that city and that state a shout out. All right, so we are getting ready. I'm going to get just a little bit closer to you. All right, we're going to start our presentation. All right, I believe you should all be able to see my screen now. So, yes, this is a Grand State of the Union, a strategic briefing for nonprofits and small businesses. And first of all, just thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for hopping on. Thank you for your interest in providing funds for this passion that you have, whether it's a small business or a nonprofit. And I have good news for you. And so that's what I really want to be able to share with you. I have good news. There will be some more people coming in. They'll be able to come in as they join. But we're going to get started now because I do have quite a bit of information that I do want to share with you. But first, I want to officially introduce myself. Some of you know me, some of you don't. So, yes, I am nicknamed the Grants Queen because I've been in this grant writing industry for, oh my gosh, it's 18 years now. 18 years. You know, you have to show your receipts when you start. So, I'm getting ready to drop some receipts. 18 years this year I've been in the grant writing industry, and grant writing is definitely the number one way that I grew my business, but it wasn't really just about writing the grants. It was about developing this system, this framework that I developed that allowed me to write grants and win millions of dollars for my clients. And they were nonprofits and small businesses. And I use these systems now, right? Like right now, even in this craziness that we're in with grants, I use the system right now to help my clients who are small businesses and nonprofits. And guess what? They are winning five-figure grants and they are winning six-figure grants. Not now, right now. All right. Even in this grant world that we're in that just got turned upside down last year, they're still winning five and six figure grants. So, people, I want you to leave here encouraged because you need to know you can do this. You need to know you can do this. All right. So, let me give you some background. Let me give you some history. Now, look, I was not always called the grants queen. I was a publishing executive in Pennsylvania, and then I got hurt, and I got hurt bad, laid in literally in bed for 4 months until it was like that was it. I had to leave Pennsylvania. I was in Pennsylvania. I've got some Pennsylvania people with me, and literally had to leave everything I knew for 10 years and go back home to Cleveland, Ohio. And I was going to be seen by the Cleveland Clinic, like one of the best hospitals in the world. So I went from flying around the world in this beautiful job that I had in Pennsylvania, this publishing executive, to literally having my life come to a full stop. I came home to Cleveland in a wheelchair, never imagined in my life that's how I would come back home. And it took me 2 years to recuperate. So when I came back home, I had to put everything I own in a storage unit. All right. I moved in with my sister. It took me 2 years to even get to the point where I could work again. So I know where a lot of you are because I have been there. I had to start from ground zero. All right. And I know many of you started your nonprofits and your small businesses from nothing. I started mine on my sister's dining room table. But it took me 2 years to recuperate. And guess what? Even after I was able to work, I couldn't find a job. I'm in Cleveland. Cleveland is not the publishing mecca. Now, you know, I love Cleveland people, but it's not the publishing mecca of the world, right? So I couldn't find a job in publishing. I couldn't find a job doing anything. That's when I started with Power Consulting. I started from nothing. And for those of you with small businesses or nonprofits that you started from nothing, I know what it's like. So let me know right now who's with me. Let me know in the chat. Are you a nonprofit? Are you a small business? Or maybe you are both, because I'm finding that a lot of small businesses are opening up nonprofits. So let me know, small business, nonprofit, or both. Let me know who is here with me in this chat. Small business, nonprofit. Ah, I see some boths. I'm pursuing both. I'm wanting to do both. Nonprofit, small business. So good, 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 good. We have a mix of both Here is the good news. There are grants for both. There are grants for both. There are grants for nonprofits and there are grants for small businesses. Yes, I said it's small businesses. All right. So here I am. I opened up LaPav Consulting. One of my first clients is a nonprofit where I become the executive director. Now, I wasn't there for maybe 2 weeks and I was told that I had to write a grant. The board of directors called me in and told me I had to write a grant that would pay for my own salary. Now, they didn't tell me that when I was interviewing, right? And let me tell you, I had never seen a grant before. I had no knowledge of grants like many of you, you've never even seen a grant before. That was me. Not only had I never seen a grant before, I'm now being asked to write a grant to pay for my salary. So if you can imagine, right, the pressure. But you know what? I did it. I did the research. I wrote that grant. I won that grant. That grant paid for my salary for a year. So when I tell many of you, some of you are just starting to pursue grants, you can do this. And then I went from writing that grant to writing larger dollar grants. I went from writing local grants to writing national grants, multi-year grants. And so now, after what, 18 years, through so many of my trainings that I provided, many of you have been on my grant writing webinars. I have literally trained over 30,000 individuals and organizations because this is a passion. This is my mission, right? And I started teaching about 3 years ago. And I opened up a grant writing academy because you know what the old saying is, I mean, you can fish for people, but there's nothing like teaching people how to fish, right? And so my grant writing academy has over 3,000 students, including nonprofits and small businesses. And I do teach grant writing to some of your larger organizations like Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses program, where I am an alumnus, and the Urban League and the National Association of Women Business Owners. And for those of you in the land area, yes, I went to school in Akron. Go Zips. My undergrad and grad degrees are from the University of Akron. But I'm here to help you. I am here to serve you so that you know what is going on because I want you all to be successful. That, hey, go Zips. That's right, Veranda. Go Zips, go Zips, go Zips. All right, all right, all right. Now, let's see where we are because I want all of you to look at this money truck. Look at the money truck because that's what I want you to envision for yourself. And I want you to know that it is possible, right? It took me years to figure out this formula. It took me years to understand like what is going on. How do you secure grants? How do you go from writing a bunch of grants to winning over $18 million in grants, right? Years and years and years. So I want you to see your name on the money truck, right? Because this is possible, even if you've never written a grant before. Because remember, all those years ago, that was me. I had never written a grant before. And I won over $18 million in grants. And what took me years to figure out, I'm getting ready to share with you tonight. So you're going to find out in minutes what took me years and years and years, literally, to figure out. That's right. That's right. That's right. Put your name on the money truck. All right. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I'm getting so much love in the chat. Thank you. Thank you, Keith. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. All right. So let's get started. What are we going to cover today? Why are we even here? What was the grant landscape? What is it now? And this is where it gets really important. The grant shifts. Everything shifted last year. What changed? What are the strategies that you need to follow right now? How are funders funding right now? Not last year, because what you did in 2025, you will probably not be able to do in 2026. What is going on with DEI? We're going to talk about AI. I'm going to give you like the hot funding areas, and then I have a surprise for you at the end. Then we're going to do a thorough Q&A. People know I answer all the questions. So as we move through, look, people, this is not the time for you to be shy. Drop your questions in either the chat or the Q&A. All right, because you'll be learning some new stuff tonight. So why are we here? So this is going to be a strategic briefing on how grant funding decisions are being made right now and what organizations must do to stay competitive. Because guess what, people, you have been misinformed. You have been misinformed. You got to ditch the misinformation. People come to me like, oh my gosh, Linda, there are no grants. The federal government, they cut the grants. All the grants are gone. I mean, a panic. Grants are available. My students are winning 5 and 6 figure grants every day. It was the grant process that changed. How funding is provided has changed. And you need updates. You need updates. And you need to go to reputable people who can give you correct information. People, be careful about getting your information from some of these social media channels. I'm in them too. I see what's there. I see what's there, right? And a lot of it is just not correct. All right? And I am here to tell you that I'm here to help you. Because I'm here to help you, you're going to get this replay. I'm not charging for the replay. No, because I need for you to have this information in 2026. And guess what? I need you to share this information like we have to be in this together. Don't keep this to yourself. Share this information with other nonprofits, with other small businesses that need to know how to get funding right now. All right. So yes, you will all get the replay and you'll have it tomorrow and you'll have it forever. All right. All right. So let's get going. All right. I know some of you are feeling uncertain about grants, but guess what? You're not behind. It's the beginning of the year. You're not late. You're responding to a shift that most organizations were never warned about. And that's just the truth. People who know me know I'm going to keep it real tonight, right? I'm going to keep it real. We had no warning about what was going to happen. We had no warning about the federal government shutting down grants. We had no idea, right? So don't feel bad. Don't feel like, oh my gosh, you're late to the party because things change and I'm here to show you what you need to do. Because too many organizations believe that grants were gone. They believe that DEI eliminated funding, especially if they were serving communities that are part of DEI. They thought, oh my gosh, only large organizations win grants. Do you know that solopreneurs win grants? Yes. Like one party nonprofits, like the single person running the nonprofit with the board wins grants. Or I don't have time for this. I don't have time to apply. I don't have time to write these grants. These decisions, right? This misinformation led to many of you just completely ignoring grants, just skipping over the application. Like, I'm not going to do that. I'm just, no, no, there's no way. And who knows how much money you left on the table because you didn't know what was going on. Or again, you were listening to some of these people on social media, which are very interesting, providing a lot of misinformation. Well, let me tell you what's going on. Yes, the federal government cut grants. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, they rescinded some grants. But what you need to know is that federal grants don't even equal all grants, people. Federal grants are only a portion of the grant funding. Let's look at what you've been missing out on. Grants come from thousands and thousands of resources. They come from private foundations, public foundations, community foundations, corporate foundations. So there's over 150,000 private foundations in the country. There's over 17,000 public foundations. There's over 900 community foundations. There's over 2,000 corporate foundations, and they give grants. Even the federal government, you might have heard this just what, 2 weeks ago? They actually reinstated a $2 billion grant. And yes, even though the federal government cut some grants, they didn't cut every single grant. There's still federal grant money available. So you've got to get into this game. Like you've got to get into this game because the money is available. All right. All right. So these are non-government grants. Private foundations, public foundations, community foundations, corporate foundations, and for you small businesses, most of the grant money is coming from corporate foundations. Give you just quick history. It really started with COVID happened. When COVID happened, a lot of small businesses went under and major corporations said, you know what, we need to help support small businesses. You're the backbone of the US economy. So they started incorporating grants. So yes, the money is available. All right. Now, to the tune of what? To the tune of in 2024, over $200 billion was provided. Look at the source foundations, corporations, and to a smaller extent, bequest giving. And the foundations include private foundations and public foundations, and your community foundations. Over $200 billion. And that number is actually expected to increase when the 2025 numbers come in. This is the money that's being given out. This is the money you're missing out on. Non federal funding, non federal money every day. All right. So this is what we're missing. And guess what? The funding didn't disappear. The rules of funding changed, right? So yes, the grants shifted. But guess what's happening? Because of the federal grant cuts, your private foundations and your local foundations and your corporate foundations, that money is increasing. Why? Because they're trying to fill in the gaps caused by the federal grant cuts. Look, just because the federal government cut grants didn't mean that the need disappeared. Whatever reason you started your nonprofit or your small business, it still exists. It didn't stop just because the federal government decided that they were going to start cutting grants. So the decision making that the foundations are doing, a little bit more conservative now. But the good news is that they are increasing the amount of their grants. Not only are they increasing the amount, they're increasing the number of grants. So whereas maybe one community foundation only gave 100 grants a year, now they're giving 200 grants a year. Whereas maybe they were only giving $5,000 grants, they're giving 10,000 and 15,000 and 20 and $50,000 grants. But this is what is most important. Strategy, strategy, strategy. This is what I need for you to take away from me today. Getting grants in 2026 is going to be about strategy because guess what? The strategy matters more than the volume or the effort. What does that mean? Just because you put in more hours working to write grants doesn't mean you're going to get more grants. Not if you don't have a strategy. It's just extra work. So I want all of you to put into the chat. It's strategy. It's strategy. That is the big shift that I want you to get in here because I want you to work less to get more money. And in order to do that, you've got to focus on strategy, right? Yes, it's strategy. Preston, Phyllis, Geraldine, William. It's strategy. And I'm going to walk you through this. Now, as I said before, the corporate and private and community foundations are stepping in to cover gaps left by the federal cuts. But guess what else is happening? Your state and local governments are continuing to fund initiatives. Because guess what? Not all state funding is filtered. from the federal government. Do you know that a lot of states, they have their own funding sources? There's a grant right now in the state of Ohio. It's like a $30 million grant. It may be even more than that, geared for small businesses. There's a large grant for small businesses in the state. The state of Michigan is coming from the state. Do not sleep on your local government municipalities. You know that a lot of your city governments have grant money. Now, a lot of times they keep it on the down low, but you should be meeting with your city government. Let them know who you are and let them know that you need funding. Many of the organizations I work with, they get grants from their city government. And yes, these are nonprofits and small businesses. So again, we got to get rid of the misinformation. These are the sources I need for you to go to. State and local governments, county governments, corporate foundations, private foundations, community foundations, to the tune of over $200 billion that's being given out. But you got to use strategy. So here's the real problem. Most organizations aren't losing grants because of writing. I'm going to say that again. Most organizations aren't losing grants because of writing. They're applying without using strategy. Rarely, right? Is it like, oh my gosh, this you have this great program and you've written the grant application perfectly well. It's a beautifully written grant application. It tells your story. And you still don't get the grant and you wonder why. What was the strategy? Were you applying to the right foundation? Most organizations aren't losing grants because of writing. I need for that to sink in. This is why your grants are failing. The number one reason, mission misalignment. Organizations applying to funders who were never designed to fund them. So let's say you've got this bakery, you make scones and donuts and cupcakes and cakes. Why are you applying to foundations that are only giving their money to organizations that build motorcycles? Why? Why? Because you saw, oh my gosh, there's $100,000 grant. There's $1 million grant. Oh my gosh. Without understanding that that's not for you. That's not for you. And look into the chat. I've been successful with local, state, and foundation grants through a grant stack system. Local, state, and foundation grants, people, right? This is what's happening, right? This is how you align yourself to get money. 87% of grants are rejected due to funder mismatch. If you don't take anything else away from here, this is key. You are applying to the wrong foundation or time scarcity. Because guess what? Even capable organizations lose funding because they don't have time to think strategically before they apply. They wait until the last minute. They saw this grant. It's like, okay, I'm going to apply without finding out whether or not that's really a grant that's even winnable for them. Like, are they the right organization? But the deadline is approaching. They don't want to think they just answer the questions and send it off. It's a waste of time. And when you continue to waste your time, you get frustrated because you're going to get grant rejections and you get discouraged. And that's what I don't want you to do. I want you to do this strategically so that you can apply to grants where there's an alignment and where there is a fit. And guess what? When it comes to this time issue, AI can give you your time back. It is an amazing tool. We'll talk a little bit about it. It will give you your time back because you can literally write, I kid you not, 5 times faster, save 80% of your research time by using AI. So this idea that, oh my gosh, like I need money, but I don't have time. No, that's not working. Because when you think about it, do you have time to get the free money? Like, do you have time to get the free money? Because if you have time to get the free money, I need for you to spend some time. And I get it, it's very easy to get discouraged, but you get discouraged because you're not applying to the right program strategically. And you send off these applications, right? And you're all excited, and then you get the rejection letter. AI will give you your time back. Now, how do you align strategically? People, the mission is everything. It is more than what you're doing or your aims and your goals. You've got to align your mission to the funder's area of interest. So if you're in K through 12 education, make sure that organization is funding in the areas of K through 12 education. Go to their website, find out where they're funding. Go to their nine. This is a clue for you. Go to their 990 form. In the back of that 990 tax document, there's going to be a list of where they fund it. Look and see if there are any organizations similar to yours. And then you'll know, oh, they're giving grants in my area. The 990 form is a gold mine. It's a gold mine of information about that organization. Scroll to the back of it. You can download 990s through ProPublica. ProPublica. You can get the 990 forms of foundations. Find out. Did they give money in your area? If they did, you already have a leg up. And here's another clue. Grants are not just to fund your mission, but they are to support the mission of the foundation. So when you are trying to get in alignment, even when you are writing that grant application, this is a huge tip for you. When you are writing that grant application and you're talking about how this money is going to fund your mission, you also need to write about how the grant money by funding your mission will in turn support the mission of the foundation because there should be an alignment. Because at the end of the day, foundations want to know that they're supporting their mission by giving out funding. So you've got to make that alignment when you're writing about why you deserve this grant and why there's a great alignment between you and that foundation. So it's not just about your mission. All right. Now, strategic storytelling. You need to have a clear mission and vision. You need to have a history. And let me tell you something about writing your history. You need to be vulnerable because foundations are tired of looking at these cookie cutter applications. I started in 2010. We had a few products. Now it's 2026. Why did you start your organization? This is what foundations want to know. Do you have a homeless shelter, a homeless ministry? Was it because maybe you were once homeless? That was the catalyst. Do you have, it could be a nonprofit or a small business that is addressing the opioid crisis, mental health and wellness. Maybe you were addicted to drugs at one time. It is okay to be vulnerable. These are the stories that foundations want to hear. And it's okay. It's okay because it's part of telling your story and it is going to separate your application from someone else's. Yes, Vera, at the end of the day is we're talking about free money. Free money. Define your target population. People, you cannot help everybody. This is one of the main issues I see in grant applications. This is one of the main reasons why many of you are not getting grants. You can't define who you help. You can't say in your grant application, I just want to help everybody. I'm trying to help everybody. You can't help everybody. Who would best be served by your program? And it doesn't have to be a nonprofit. Let's say you open up a restaurant. Your restaurant can't serve everybody. Maybe it is targeted to soul food or Italian food or Greek food. Define your target population. And then when people come to you, if you have a project or a program and you can't help them, have a referral list. Send them to other organizations because you can't serve all of their needs. This is where you get burnt out. And speaking of needs, have a need statement. This is where so many of you get it wrong. What is the problem that you're trying to solve? Why did you open up your organization? Why did you open up that restaurant? Maybe there weren't any other restaurants within a 5 mile radius. Why did you open up that online jewelry store? There's a million other jewelry stores online. What is special about you? Maybe your jewelry is for people with sensitive skin. That's what's setting you apart. Maybe you started that urban garden because there were no grocery stores within a 2 mile radius of that location with fresh fruits and vegetables. And whether you are a small business or a nonprofit, you have to answer that question. And I'm especially speaking to the small businesses because you have a particularly difficult time with this. Why you? Why should you get grant money over someone else with a similar business? And why now? Why are you asking for grant money now? What's happening now? Why are you asking for resources to fund your program or your nonprofit or your small business now? And in 2026, foundations are giving according to impact. We're going to do a little deep dive into that one. What impact are you having on the people that you serve? Whether again, you are a nonprofit or a small business, what is the impact? And then name your community partners. They're everything. You have no idea how community partners can strengthen your grant application. Because guess what? They raise your level of visibility. They raise your level of visibility. That's why you need to connect with well-known community partners in the area. I think libraries are a tremendous community partner, tremendous. I do presentations throughout different library systems because guess what? They're going to promote your talk. Let's say you have an accounting firm. It's tax season. Go through your library system and do a tax talk. You'll probably be welcome. But what does it do? It raises your level of visibility. And what does that do? It brings the attention of foundations because foundations are always looking to see who's doing what in the community. And the more you can become visible, the more you can become known for your organization or your program. And community partners, they help facilitate that. They help facilitate that. All right. All right. Now, let me do a little deep dive about the impact here. And this is what I mean. This is how foundations are giving grant money in 2026. No longer is it just these feel-good initiatives. Oh, I want to help save the world. I want to end poverty. I want to end homelessness. Well, that's all fine and well, but how are you doing it? Show us how you're doing it. So let's say you have an after-school program and you can say, look, I serve 150 students. Well, that's beautiful. What about it? What happens? That can't be the end of it. What is happening in the lives of those students? Can you say that 80% improved their test scores because of your after school program or 60% gained confidence because of your after school program? And because of that, maybe they were able to graduate from high school on time. And because of that, maybe they were able to get into college or into a training program or into the military or trade school. This is why you've got to track your success, people. If you are serious about getting grant money in 2026, you've got to track your success. Did you open up that restaurant in that community that needed a restaurant? How did it change the community? One of the easiest ways to track your impact and transformation is through surveys. Surveys. You can give people a link. There's so many free surveys online. Google has a survey, job form. And let's say you haven't opened. You might be asking, Melinda, how do I track transformation? I haven't even opened yet. You talk about your intended impact. Your intended impact. What do you expect to happen once you open up that restaurant or that homeless program? What do you expect to happen? Use images, use testimonials. Ask your client to pick up their cell phone and talk into it for 30 seconds and give you a testimonial to showcase your impact. And also, if you haven't opened and there's a huge problem you're trying to solve, talk about the problem. That's where you refocus that grant application because you don't have impact yet. You haven't even opened. You're a startup. You know what you need to do? You focus on the problem. You give stats, you give data. This is what I'm trying to solve. This is what I'm trying to address. That is what foundations are going to pay attention to. Define the problem and then how you're going to solve it because you don't have impact yet. So you've got to have a super strong need statement. Because at the end of the day, this is not a capability problem. This is a strategy problem. Many of you are capable. Many of you have fantastic nonprofits, fantastic small businesses, but you've got to shift. You can't do things the way you were doing them before. People is less writing and more positioning. I'm going to say that again. It's less writing and more positioning. Please do not feel as if you have to complete some 100-page grant application. I don't even see 100-page grant applications anymore. You know why? Because foundations don't have the staff to sort through and score 100-page grant applications from hundreds of people. You've got to learn how to tell your story in a concise way. Again, strategy. Please don't think that you got to write and write and write and write and write. And let's say you have a grant application and they don't give you any word count or any character count. And you think, okay, the more I write, the better chance I'll have at getting this grant. No, no. Maybe years and years and years ago, but not now. Less writing and more positioning. Because some of you are trying to you're trying to be focused on like, oh, if I write the perfect application. Well, you might write the perfect application, but you might send it to the wrong foundation. And that's what we don't want. I'm going to give you an example because others were where you are, right? Others were where you are thinking, I got to write and write and write. I have this kind of elaborate program I got to write. And no, this concept changed everything. This is one of my students, Kimberly. She wrote a 4-page application and got $84,000. She said, Linda, it was one of the easiest applications I've ever written because she's in my program. I taught her what to do. Strategy, focus. And so, yes, you can write a 4-page application and win $84,000. It doesn't have to be 200 pages or 100 pages. Strategy. So, and here's some really hard truths about how funders fund. They want clarity, not passion. This is really important, and it may be hard for some of you to hear because look, I've been in the nonprofit world for decades. I used to lead a nonprofit. I volunteered for nonprofits. I've worked for nonprofits. I know the passion is there. I started a small business. I know what it's like to start a small business. You have passion. You're trying to accomplish something. And particularly, this sometimes becomes true for nonprofits. You want to help. You want to help. But here's what you've got to understand: the passion is just not enough because there are thousands of super passionate organizations that aren't getting grant money because they're not using strategy. It's, it's not enough, people. I love that you have it. I love that my people are passionate for what they do. It's not enough. And it can be heartbreaking. I've worked with oh my gosh, so many nonprofits over these last 20 years. It's not enough. People, funders avoid risk, not new organizations. They don't want there to be too many unknowns. Don't come to them with a lot of unknowns. Don't come to them and say, no, I don't have a budget. I don't have my annual budget. I'm a nonprofit, but I don't have a board of directors. I don't know who I serve. I'm trying to serve everybody. Unknowns. Unknowns. I've been working at this nonprofit. I know we've been helping people. I hear this a lot. We've been helping people for 10 years. What is your impact? I don't know. We just know we helped them. We didn't take any surveys. We didn't find out what happened after they left our program. We sent a lot of people to the homeless shelter, but we didn't find out what happened to them. Too many unknowns. Funders don't like unknowns. And guess what? It's not about being new. It's not about being new. Too many people think funders won't fund new organizations. Not true. Not true. Do you know that foundations want to be able to learn about new ideas, new organizations, new programs, new projects, new businesses? But you've got to come to them correct with strategy. So please don't think just because you're new, you can't get grant money. Not true. Here's another truth. Funders respond, I said it before, alignment, not volume. Not volume. Don't provide some 200-page grant application that's not even for that foundation. They respond to alignment because you can tell your story in 3 pages, some of you, better than if you wrote 300, if you use strategy. And here's another truth. Funders want relationships. People, this is not a money grab. You can't see this as a money grab. You can't because you want a relationship. You want to be able to go back to that foundation in year 2, in year 3, in year 4. This is not a money grab. You can't see it as such. Oh my gosh, I just need some money. No, you're in the wrong field. Some of you just trying to see what sticks. Just look at the pot of grants. Look at the pot of grants on the stove. You just throwing grants against the wall, just trying to see what's going to stick. You just throwing the grants. She's trying to hold them up, and they just falling down. You just trying to see what sticks. Just I heard there was some grants. If I write more grants, I have a better chance of getting grants. I don't care. I just need people. Just stop. No. Yes, he says most of my success is building relationships with city council, mayors, state senators, representatives, foundations. That's it. Don't let this be you. Don't let this be you. It's tiring and it's exhausting and you get discouraged. So yes, first time grants are possible. New organizations are supported. This is another client of mine, Life Renew Corporation. She said, Linda, I went through your course. I wrote a grant following your steps, and I received my first grant approval of $7,000 last week. She said, I'm headed to the library to pull even more available grants. Do you know that if you go to your library, the foundation directory online is free at your local library? These are for nonprofits. The foundation directory online is like the largest source of grants where they are grant funders, rather. They have the organizations that provide the grants. Foundation directory online. You can go to your local library and get access for free. This woman is going to her library and getting information about grants and applying and winning grants. Her first grant. Her first grant. And everybody had a first time grant. So people be encouraged, be encouraged. But I mentioned the foundation issue. Oh my gosh. I do a special training just on the foundation meeting because here's the number one funding move almost nobody makes. You got to meet with the funder. You got to meet with the foundation. And I can tell you, after having trained over 30,000 people in organizations, this is my one undeniable pattern. Organizations that meet with foundations win more grants. People, don't be scared. Do not be scared. Your success, remember I said this to you, your success is on the other side of your fear. Meet with these organizations, meet with the foundations. They want to meet with you. They're trying to build a relationship. The foundation directory online, yes, it's called Candid, but again, when you go online, it is going to be the foundation directory online. If you put in Candid, that site is not going to come up. I think it's fdoonline.org. So you can Google it and go online. But the site where you're getting the grants is Foundation Directory Online. And yes, they changed their name to Candid a few years ago. But build that relationship. Let's talk quickly about DEI. Yes, there were shifts in DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. There was all kind of backlash. We know it means minorities, women, veterans, the disabled. All these terms, diversity, equity, inclusion, was just discouraged. But guess what's happening? These are shifts you need to know about because guess what? Foundations, this is who they fund. When they give out their grants, it's to support communities of color, underrepresented communities, women, veterans, the disabled. So they don't want to alienate the people that give them grant money to then disperse as grants, but at the same time, be on the wrong side of what's coming out of the current administration. So what do? They do exactly what you're going to do. You're going to tweak your language. This is a shift you're going to make. So instead of using the conditions, instead of using racial terms, instead of using black, right? You're going to talk about what is the condition that you're trying to solve in that community. Because this is what a lot of foundations did. They might have taken out the term black, but you will know whether or not this funding is for your community. Here's an example. Let's say you have a program that offers youth development opportunities for Black boys. You don't stop serving Black boys. That's who you serve. Now you are going to tweak your language. Now, and this is just for some of you, because there are organizations that still absolutely fund DEI. It's on their websites. They proudly fund DEI. But there are other organizations that needed to tweak their language a bit. So this is what you do. So you may have two different mission statements. So one mission says, look, our program offers youth development opportunities for Black boys. That's who we serve. You don't stop serving Black boys, you tweak that language. Now you might say we provide youth development for historically underserved and underrepresented boys. You see, I'm tweaking that language. Now I go from Black to underrepresented, underserved, focus on the condition, not the ethnicity. Serving boys disproportionately impacted by economic and educational inequities. Look for these terms: inequities, underrepresented, underserved. This is very important. So I need a yes if you're getting this. Lakeisha, under resourced is another one. Yes, yes, yes. That's another term. Look for those terms. We know what they mean. We know what they mean. This is how you still get funding. These foundations are still giving out funding in the air. We call it quiet DEI in the grant world. We call it quiet DEI. They're still giving out this funding. Remember, I said you need to elevate, elevate who you are and what you do. Whitney is one of my clients. She has a doula organization and she continues to put out information about what she's doing in her organization to the point where she got the attention of the Kellogg Foundation. Now, the Kellogg Foundation is one of those organizations, they proudly give money in the area of racial inequities. Proudly. And so by her continuing to put out information about her organization, she caught their attention. And guess what? They asked her to apply for their grant. How would you like for an organization to say, could you please come and apply for our grant? And she did, and she got $75,000 from them. So again, don't assume that all DEI funding is gone. Just know where and how to look. Again, what is the term? The term is strategy. The term is strategy. Let them come to you by putting out what you're doing, whether it's on social media or e-newsletter or being in the news. Strategy. Now let's talk about AI real quickly. People, it's not coming, it's here. AI is never going to replace strategy. It's not going to write some magical grant application for you, but it dramatically improves how quickly you can align to foundations. So instead of you manually looking at a foundation's grant application, you're looking at your information about your mission, and one by one, you're trying to figure out, am I aligned? It's taking you days and weeks and months. AI can do it in minutes. Minutes. You can use it to get you a list of potential grants and then ask it to see if your information you may put in your website. Ask it to determine whether or not your organization is in alignment with these other foundations. It will tell you. So it's about improving your alignment through AI with speed, because organizations that combine strategy and AI, you're going to move faster to get funded. Again, because you're cutting what 80% off your writing time and you're writing 5 times faster. Because it can find the right funder, it can reframe your DEI, it can reframe your DEI, it can align to foundations, help you write better. And yes, it took me 2 years, but I developed a course that literally teaches you how to use AI to write grants faster and easier so that you're not spending a lot of time, you're not wasting a lot of time. So I'm going to do a quick demo. Chicago's Children's Program is a nonprofit that provides free after-school tutoring and reading and math for underserved Chicago students in grades 3 through 5. They have about 80 children from low-income schools. That should say Chicago because they're going to compare this to Chicago's reading benchmark. Now, they have some good numbers. About 71% of participating students improve at least one proficiency level after they complete this after school program. And about 76% of third graders meet or exceed Illinois' reading benchmark, right? They have a mission. Our mission is to close early learning gaps and strengthen literacy and math foundations so children are prepared for long-term academic success. So I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to do this really quickly so that you see just how amazing AI can be. I'm going to open up my chat GPT. I have the paid version 5.2, and I'm going to share my screen and show you what it can do and what it can do fast, right? So I'm sharing my screen. I'm going to do this live. There we go. And so I just put in the same paragraph I read to you. And I'm going to say, this is a prompt. When you feed instructions to AI, you're feeding it prompts. I am writing a grant, right? Very simple, a grant for Chicago Children's Program. I need data and stats that will prove my program is needed. I want to create a strong need statement. Really simple prompt. I'm writing a grant for Chicago Children's Program. I need data and stats that will prove my program is needed. Because people, what did I say before about the need statement? You need to be able to prove that your program is warranted. All right. So that's pretty simple. Let's just, here, let me close this. Let's hit here and let's see what it comes up with. Let's see how fast it's going to take to give me some stats so that I can put into a grant application. Yes, my after school program is needed in Chicago. So it's going through, I see it going through Illinois references. I see it going through local city references. And so it's thinking, it's coming up with all this data. It doesn't take long. And what I want you to think about once it's done is how long it would have taken you to come up with this data. This is a fairly simple paragraph. I just gave a sentence or two about the organization, gave some stats, some good stats about its success rate, right? Gave the mission. Let's see, it's going through, it took less than a minute. It took less than a minute. 54 seconds. Look at this data. Academic proficiency gaps in Chicago, grades 3 through 8. Spring 2024, pretty recent, right? 31% of CPS students in grades 2 through 8 achieved proficiency in ELA. Only 31%. Only 19% were proficient in math, right? And so it's saying only 30% of grade 4 performed at or above proficiency level. 38% above at or above proficiency level in math. And look at this. Missing 10% of the school year about 2 days a week can make it harder for elementary students. Look at this. 41% of CPS students were chronically absent. All of this information is in support of your after school program. 1 in 4 Chicago youth under 18 live in poverty. Not only did it give you stats from state data, from city data, it created a need statement. I want you to tell me how long this would have taken you. I want to know in the chat how long it would have taken you. Claude is great too. Claude, I happen to prefer ChatGPT, but Claude is great too. Lakeisha says weeks, right? Lakeisha says weeks. And so this is how you can use AI. I'm going to stop sharing and go back to the presentation. I'm saying weeks. I'm saying weeks and months. Somebody said months, right? Data that you can use. Now let's go to some hot categories right now for funding. Workforce development and job training is probably number one. If you have any type of program where you are providing any type of job skills, job training, even soft skills, that is a super hot grant category right now. Workforce development, especially with so many people being laid off recently. Even if your initial program isn't about workforce development, if it is a component of your organization, you can apply for grant funding. We know education and youth development, absolutely. STEM, always, always. Health, wellness, and mental health, especially with the mental health crisis, absolutely. Tech and AI, definitely. And then homelessness. We see it all across the country. There's a homelessness problem. And for you small businesses and entrepreneurs, yes, there are grants for you. Go to your state and especially the corporate foundations. Predominantly, it's your corporate foundations that's providing small business and entrepreneur grants. And guess what? That includes banks. That's a little known fact from most of you. You know that banks are some of the largest providers of grant money? Banks. I'm not talking about loans, I'm talking about grants and community safety, gun violence. Do you have some type of community safety program? And then community development, infrastructure. So these are going to be some of your most popular categories, right? I want to give you an example of how this works. And this is where strategy comes in. I'm going to give you a little sneak peek about what we do. Let's say you have a homeless program for veterans. It's going to check off multiple boxes because if your homeless program for veterans includes any type of soft skill training or retraining or job training once they get placed into a shelter, you can apply for a workforce development grant. Are you teaching them? Maybe they want an associate's degree. Maybe your program refers them to a community college. That's your referral system. That's education. You can apply for education grant. Maybe they have PTSD. I've worked with so many phenomenal veterans with PTSD that created programs for those with PTSD. That's mental health and wellness. The original program is about homelessness. So naturally, you're going to apply for homeless grants or grants that are geared towards organizations that serve the homeless. Now you, with your one program, can apply for 4 different grants. Your one program. And many of you may never even thought of this. You're thinking, oh, I can only apply for grants that are geared towards homelessness or that are geared towards serving veterans. No, we show you how to strategize. Someone was asking in the chat, how do you apply for millions of dollars worth of grants, grant after grant after grant? This is how you do it. You're taking your one program and you're breaking it down, strategy. You're applying for multiple grants for that one program. Now, what happens if you don't do anything? What happens? You're going to absolutely submit more misaligned applications, fast rejections, because you know you're going to be rejected if the application doesn't align. Wasted time, wasted credibility. What if nothing happens? What is the cost of you not shifting? What is the cost of you not embracing strategy? Where do you want to be in 3 months? I want to know, where do you want to be in 3 months? You want to still be stuck or winning strategically? Let me know in the chat. Are you still going to be stuck in 3 months? Or are you going to be winning strategically? Which one? Still stuck or winning strategically? You don't want to be in 3 months where you are now. You're at the best time of the year. It's January. People, there are more grants now than throughout any other time of the year. Why? Because there are so many first come, first serve grants. Now is the time. Do not wait. Do not wait. Now is the time. You've got grants that are first come, first serve. And before you apply for another grant, think about the fact that most organizations don't lose grants because they can't write. They lose grants because they chase the wrong opportunities. They are not positioned to be fundable. They're not grant ready. I used to only offer courses. And then I realized, wait a minute, people need strategy. They need more support. They need better support. And that's why I now offer 3 different ways to work with me. The first way is I have a 2-day grant intensive. This is a program that changes how you fund your organization. This is for organizations serious about winning grants right now. For leaders who don't want to waste any more time, don't want to waste their credibility, those who want clarity before applying. This is not a course. This is literally a strategic intervention. And yes, you're going to be working with me directly for 2 days. For 2 days. Me and you and your organization. So what are you getting? It is a 2-day live, private, strategic intensive with me. We're going to create together. We're going to work together. And at the end of those 2 days, you're going to have a personalized grant strategy map. You are going to know where you should be applying for grants and what type of grants to pursue. You're going to want to know what opportunities you should completely ignore. You're going to want to know which funders align to your organization's mission. You're going to have a grant application workflow. And guess what? You're going to have a customized list of grants. This is going to eliminate you doing random searching, spending weeks and months trying to find the right grants. No, we're going to work together for 2 days. You'll know how to research, apply filters, and finally start being strategic about where you apply for grants. You're going to know which funders is a really great fit. And then we're going to prioritize those grants. Yes, you're going to leave with a list of customized grants for your organization over the course of these 2 days. You're going to get a customized grant template. We're going to work together so that at the end of those 2 days, this grant template is going to include your mission, your vision, your organizational history, target population, statement of need, program project description, goals and outcomes, evaluation plan, partnerships, budget and sustainability, and your impact statement. And not how you wrote it. Not how you wrote it. This is going to be written so that you can start getting grant money. And then there's going to be a grant process clarity, right? I'm going to teach you how to use AI so that you're doing this after the 2 days, faster, easier. You leave with a 12-month funding plan that starts immediately, and you'll know exactly what you need to be doing. Finally, finally, finally. This is a literally a $20,000 value. I was charging so much more to meet with me. And today, it's $1,997, people. Or you can even use two payments of $1,250. 2 days. This is an intensive so that you can be in the right place strategically to start winning grants. The guesswork is gone. You can stop guessing. You no longer have to guess. You're going to leave with documents. You'll know exactly where you should be applying for grants. And if you buy today, I'm going to throw in for you what took me 2 years to create is worth $3,000. It is my AI powered grants accelerator course. This course teaches you how to use AI to write grants. I'm literally throwing it in. 8 modules, 20 lessons. You'll learn how to ace AI to write faster grants. And I built a custom GPT in this course. That's your little AI buddy. There's 10 like demo videos in this course. You know exactly how to search for these grants on AI. And remember, I gave you that prompt. I gave you 150 prompts that cover all throughout a grant application. It's $1,997. And yes, it is a $20,000 value or two payments of $1,250. We're putting the links in the chat. Now, Keisha, this is what happens when organizations stop guessing. This is Keisha. Keisha took my intensive. Keisha had never written a grant before. She was a daycare center. She took my 2-day intensive. We were together for 2 days. 8 weeks later, she won $100,000. 8 weeks later, she won a $100,000 grant. She had never written a grant before. Daycare center. And yes, by the way, there are still daycare centers. There are plenty of daycare center grants. If any of you are daycare centers, there are plenty of daycare center grants available. This is what happens when you stop guessing, people. Now, I talk about preparation. Speed without strategy leads to faster rejection. Get your strategy, but be prepared. And this was literally by demand. Let's say you don't want the 2 days. You don't want to work with me for 2 days. You're like, Linda, just do it for me. We have a done for you grant prep package. We will prepare all the documents for you. We're going to prepare this grant prep package for you. You're going to get a customized grant template. We're going to do this for you. We're going to write your mission and vision, your organizational history, your target population, your statement of need, your program project description, goals and outcomes, evaluation plan, partnerships, budget and sustainability, and impact statement. We're going to have a strategy call, a 1 hour strategy call. You can have an intake form, and then in less than 2 weeks, you're going to have a completed, customized grant template that you're going to take because this is going to tell your story. This is going to tell your story without guessing, without putting in incorrect information, not knowing how to say what you do and who you are. It's a $10,000 value. It's $997, people. For us to do the work for you, for us to do the work for you, it's $997. You can use a two payment plan, 2 payments of $597. And not only do you get the grant template, we're going to give you a 2 page executive summary because when you are meeting with foundations, you need to clip something to the email when you try to meet with them. This is your anchor document, your executive summary. This is what you're going to be showing people to talk about who you are. But now it's going to be expertly written, expertly written. And guess what? If you buy this today, I'm still going to throw in the AI course. The AI course. That's worth $3,000. That's normally $497. I'm throwing it in. This is what is going to get you in a place where you can start winning grants without the guesswork. Without the guesswork. And for those of you who just want the course, I'm going to offer it too, but I want to talk to you for just a second about Nicola. This is what happens when you look at strategy and not application after application after application. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know where you're applying. She's a client. Nicola applied for a $50,000 grant a year for 2 years. It was a $50,000 grant a year for 2 years. But she strategized. She found the right organization and she presented her proposal. And guess what happened? Now, in my 18 years of being in this industry, I have to say I've never seen this, but this is what happens when you strategize. The organization countered her grant and said, would you take $250,000? Because what you've laid out for us, this grant application, what you've created is phenomenal. We can use this for our other sites. Would you take $250,000 instead of the $50,000? And this is for 6 months. We'll pay you $250,000 for 6 months. Will you take that? What do you think she said? What do you think she said? What do you think she said? Absolutely. That's right, Lakeisha. Absolutely. She said yes. She said yes. She said yes. She said yes. Absolutely. For those of you who are asking about my original grant writing course, it's still valid. Those of you who are interested in my original grant writing course, absolutely. Remember, my courses are lifetime. This AI course is lifetime. But this is what happens when you strategize. But not everybody needs private strategy support. I get it. So we offer this do-it-yourself course. This is the AI powered grant accelerator. It's going to be $497. Right now it's $147. 8 modules, 30 lessons. You will learn how to write proposals 5 times faster. I have a custom GPT. I have a little AI grant coach. I give you 150 prompts. So if you want the course, you just want the course. Right now is 147. Now is the time to get it. Is 147. And it's going to be $500. And for those of you with the original, my original grant writing course is absolutely still available. But for those of you who want strategy beyond a course, you want us to do this for you. You want us to create this grant template that you're going to use over and over and over again. We have it available. And if you want to strategize with me, 2 days. Melinda, strategy, won $5,000 from the Neelam Family Foundation. She purchased a flight simulator to serve her students in Maryland. It was just last month. And by the way, yes, we offer buy now, pay later options, Affirm, Afterpay, and Klarna. So when you click the links and you go to buy, these options will come up. So you choose your level of support that fits you. If you want a clear funding strategy, we're going to meet for 2 days. That's 1997, your grant strategy intensive, so that you can stop guessing, so that you'll have a strategy, you'll have your grant template, you'll have your list of customized grants for you. You will know exactly what you should be applying for the next 12 months, done for you. If you want the grant template, we write it for you. $997. That is going to save you not days, not weeks, months. And if you want to learn on your own, we have the AI powered grant accelerator course for $147. Whatever you do, don't stay in the same place. For my current students who are in the original grant writing course, please try the AI course. It's going to help you write faster. You saw what it did with the research. It took less than a minute for what probably would have taken you months. All right. And so for those of you that are considering the grant intensive or the grant prep kit, I'm offering a discovery call with me to discuss those two options. Literally, my Calendly link is going to be dropped into the chat, and I will meet with you to talk about those two strategies. The grant prep kit, you may have questions. I'm here to answer any questions that you have. And then the grant intensive. So you can book a call with me to talk about how they would fit into your organization. And yes, I do have a package where we find grants for you and we apply on your behalf. Please, please send me an email or book through the link. So is it Kichi? Book through the link and we can have a discussion. Let's talk about how I can help you. But yes, we do offer grant writing packages. Yes, we offer grant writing packages. So the link is in the chat. So look in the chat, grab the link, and then book a 15-minute call with me. We will go over what you need. Oh, how can I get the original course? Melissa, do you have the link to the original course? So people are asking about the course that started it all. I'm going to open up here. Let's see. I'm going to click, I'm going to find the link to the original course. So for those of you that are asking about the original course, let me get to that really, really quickly. And I can show you, yes, we absolutely have the original grant writing course. So I am going to, let me super quickly, there we go, open this up. And then I'm going to take you through it so that you see. And actually, it's on special right now. So it is on special. And I will, here, let me get the right link so that you will have this. And I'm going to show you what you get in that original course. This is a course that started it all. This is a course literally uh, that has allowed my students to win so much grant money. So let me see the best way to open this up. Da, 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 da. Let me preview all of the lessons. There we go. Okay, this is good. I'm going to share the link. If you could put the link, there we go. There we go. The original grant writing course. Thank you, Melissa. The link is in there. I'm going to share my screen really quickly for those of you who want to know about the original course. This is it. You get modules about grant writing, techniques for great writing. I teach you how to tell your story. You get videos for every lesson. I teach you how to tell your story in this course. I teach you how to write a grant from beginning to end. It includes all of these items include access to our private Facebook group, and I provide monthly live group coaching calls. So whether you get the AI course, the original course, which is on special for $297, it's normally $497. The intensive, you all get access to our community, the grant writing community, Facebook private community, which is phenomenal, and my live group coaching calls. So here you get a bonus. You get a list of 600 grants with this course. Again, you can see the modules. I teach you how to write a budget, your project. These are all of the lessons. I teach you about developing your community partnerships and running your outcomes and your project staff. This course is soup to nuts. If you want to learn how to write grants, how to write, this is the course. And so thank you, Melissa. The link is in the chat. It's only $297. It is normally $497. It's normally $497. All right. And then let me go over to, I'm going to stop sharing and go over to the AI course. For those of you asking about the AI course, I'm going to pull it out really quickly and then we're going to get to the Q&A. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Let me quickly go to, let me close this out and I'm going to open up. There we go. The creator of the course. Oh, that is the video that you get. I actually want to just go to the AI. There we go. All right, let me share again and show those of you who want more information about the AI course. So let me share really quickly. This is the AI course. This is everything you get. It's one, actually it's on sale for 147. This is the course. This is everything you get. These are the modules. Finding a grant, your AI writing game plan, structuring your grant, rewriting DEI. So that is available. And I think that was everything people were asking about. So I'm going to run over to the Q&A. Let me just get out of here for a second. And then I can go over to the Q&A. Oh, let me make sure that's, uh, there we go. Want to make sure that took because yes, the original, right, the original course, yes, is $297. That's on special. That is on special. And then the AI course right now is 147. So make sure it says 147 because that is the discounted price, 147. All right. So I believe that is it. All right. Let me get back in and get over to the Q&A. And there's quite a few questions. So I'm going to start in the Q&A box and then go up. You don't have to ask your questions again. You don't have to do that because I'm going to start at the top and then go down. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's go into the Q&A. I just started a security business and I don't know how to start a grant. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you. We're here to help you. Whether you buy any of those, either the courses or the strategic intensive or the grant template, we are going to save you a lot of time. A lot of time. Make sure when you're starting your business, you need your legal documents. Determine if it's going to be a sole proprietor or an LLC. I think you have to be a sole proprietor for a certain amount of time before you become an LLC. The SCORE is a great place to go for information if you are starting a company. SCORE is funded by the SBA. So I always recommend them. They're such a great source of help if you are starting a business. But if it's a startup, know that there are startup grants. There are startup grants, but you have to be grant ready. That's part of what we help you with. You have to be grant ready. That's what I wanted to bring out. Sometimes grant organizations don't send you any correspondence saying you didn't get it. That is true. That is true. Now, I'm glad you brought that up, Monica, because there are times when they don't give you correspondence saying whether or not you got the grant. So if you didn't get any if you won the grant, you're going to get correspondence. But that brings up another issue. Let's say you didn't get the grant. Let's say you got a letter, a rejection letter, or you got a letter saying that it wasn't approved. Please, please, please don't take that as the final result. Let that be an opportunity to learn. Contact the foundation and ask why. You've got to ask why. Find out why they rejected you because that information that they give you, you're going to use to then apply for the grant the next time. You're going to use it. Once you have that meeting, find out why they rejected you, and then use that information so that when you reapply with more information and more data. I know it can be frustrating, but you can also turn it around. You can make lemonade, yes, from those lemons. Where is the site to go to for grants that are available? You have to do your research. So there are a number of sites that you go to. I'm going to drop a few into the webinar chat, but we also help you with that. So in all of the courses, so in the AI course, we teach you how to find the list of grants. There's a list of grants in the original course, and then of course in the grant template, and then in the 2-day intensive, we're going to help you. We will literally give you a list of grants for your organization. But these are some places you can go to. So I'm going to try to put in the SCTP. You've got grantwatch.com. You've got Grant Station. No, yes, I think it's Grant Station. Another one is, let's see, I'm going to put in the Foundation Directory Online because I don't know offhand the site. Foundation Directory Online. Let's see. Another one is, let's see really quickly here. Let me check on something really quickly. Because there's another one that I want to be able to share with you. I'm putting all of these into, it's going to be easier if let me try to copy and paste quite a few. But again, people, you've got to do this with strategy. It just doesn't work if you don't have a strategy when you are searching for these grants. Okay, here we go. Here, let me give this to you. This is going to be helpful. I'm just going to paste this into the chat. And to make it easier, I'm going to just put in the HTTP so that you can literally click, you should be able to click the links for some of these. But this is going to be very helpful for you. Here, oh, there we go. All right. So there's about 8 here. That will be helpful for you. All right. So these are like the main portals that you can go to. The grant portal, which is the internet's largest grant catalog, grants for creators. So if you are like an artist or a poet or a writer or a musician, grants for creators. Urban Awareness USA, they provide free training. Grant Watch, Grant Station, the foundation directory online. So someone was mentioning Candid. This is the site here, fconline.foundationcenter.org. So that's the site. All right. So let me see any other questions. Anisha, send us an email and we'll send you your roadmap. So anybody that purchased the $1 million grant roadmap for $5, if you didn't get it, it's probably in your spam folder. But send us an email and we'll send it to you again. But please check your spam folder. That's probably where it is. Can a single person start a nonprofit? I think is that what you're asking? So nonprofits, a single person can start a nonprofit, but you need a board of directors. You have to have a board of directors to have a nonprofit. So that's one of the ways in which you create a nonprofit. There has to be a board. And I've done a lot of nonprofit consulting and counseling in my years of experience. But yes, you need a board of directors. When contacting the local and state offices seeking grants, can they be trusted with our ideas? I am afraid of sharing my idea with someone taking off with it. Well, if you're going to be seeking grant money, you are going to have to trust the organizations providing the grant money. Because keep in mind, you're asking them to give you free money. They have to know about how are you going to get grant money if you don't want to share your ideas? They're not going to give it to you just based on you telling them a couple of sentences, right? Also, you need to protect yourself, right? So if it's information that you have a patent on, so I some of my clients are inventors, they have a patent, right? Make sure your information, if it needs to be, if you need to have a copyright for it, make sure you're protected. Make sure it's copywritten, right? So protect yourself, but you have to be able to trust these are entities, these are organizations, right? And so when you're meeting with personnel that's representing the department that's providing grants, they are there to provide resources. That's what they do. And so they're not there to like steal ideas, but you still need to keep yourself protected. I would advise all of you to do that. Did you copyright your material? Do you have a patent if it's something that's unique? Protect yourself, but yes, you've got to be able to trust these organizations. They're not there to steal from you. They're there to consider whether or not you're worthy of their grant money. Do you have a pathway to become a certified grant writer? So anyone who takes my courses will receive a certificate. So when you take the AI course and you complete it, when you take the original grant writing course and you complete it, you will get a certificate. You will absolutely get a certificate. What do I need to do to set up my nonprofit correctly? So if there's someone that I know that specializes in helping 501(c)(3) nonprofits, I can certainly share that information with you if you send me an email. Ah, um, my NGO performs its duties in Nigeria, and I am registered in the USA and in Nigeria. When do I get a, when I do get a grant, is it appropriate to use funds over there? Absolutely. If that's what you wrote the grant for, let me say to you all, this is not just for people who serve a target population in the US, right? I have organizations that serve people in Nigeria, that serve people in other parts of Africa. So when you are seeking grant money, right? Some of these are going to be international grants. It depends on how and where you look. It goes back to strategy. You have to know where and how to look. But absolutely, if that grant is for you, to serve entities that are in other parts of the world, you write that into the grant application. But yes, you can. Yes, you can use grant money to serve those entities that are in Nigeria, as long as that's what the purpose of that grant was for, as long as the grant covered the fact that your target population was in Nigeria. There are grants specifically for people who serve target populations in Africa and in other parts of the world. All right. So, can I talk more about the 2-day program? Yes. I'm going to pull it up for you and I'm going to share my screen. Let's see. I'm going to go through it. Let me share my screen. All right. So, for those of you who are interested in the 2-day program, I'm going to get rid of that. So, this is the program overview. It's 2 days, 2 full days with me directly. We're going to complete a grant strategy map. You're going to have a realistic funding plan outline. We're going to talk about the type of grants that you need to pursue. We're going to talk about the funding opportunities that you should ignore. We're going to complete a grant application workflow, right? You're going to get a grant narrative framework. In that framework, we're going to create a grant template with you. By the end of those 2 days, you will have your grant template that's going to include the mission, statement of need, target population, program description, outcomes, impact, partnerships. That's going to be completed. We are going to complete, we're working together, right? I'm creating strategy. I'm showing you what you need to do. You will have a complete prospect list. So that's going to eliminate you not knowing what grants you should apply for. You're going to leave with a list of grants custom to your organization. So you're going to get clarity on the entire grant process, what you should be doing. You're going to know how grant decisions are made. Why are grants rejected? We're going to work together for 2 solid days. You're going to have a grant development strategy. And yes, I'm throwing in the courses. I'm throwing in the courses because even after the 2 days, I want to leave you with something in addition to that phenomenal grant strategy. Also, you're going to have the grants mapped out for the next 12 months so that you know exactly what you should be applying to. Plus, you'll have the grant template. But yes, I'm going to throw in, I'm going to throw in the courses. This is important. So I can throw in the courses. I can throw in the courses. All right, let me see if there are any other. So this is everything you get here. These are a lot of the added bonuses. So remember, you get a list of grants, you get the grant template, you get the grant strategy, you get a 12-month program, you get the strategy map so that you can stop, you don't have to guess anymore. All right, let's see. Let me go back. I thought I saw some questions in the Q&A. Let me stop sharing. All right, the Q&A. All right, let me go over here. Thank you, Barbara. Barbara's saying, please, please, please take Linda's grant writing course. I just received my certificate of completion. Yay! I'm in the process of starting my paperwork for our nonprofit to be an initiative of our salon. Excellent. I am now also seeking grants for our salon business, such as those from Shea Moisture. Yes, Shea Moisture, and also Beyonce has a grant program. The truck will be dropping off my money. I know that's right. So yes, Barbara, 2 grants, Shea Moisture grant and the Beyonce Bay Good grant. They're both for people with salons. All right. They're both for people with salons. Yes, if you buy the AI course or the original grant writing course, you will get the certificate. Either one. Either one, you get the certificate. Either one. And you get the community. You get to come into the community, the Facebook group, the Facebook group. Absolutely. And you get the free live coaching calls, the free live coaching calls. Yes, you get the free live coaching calls. All right, let's see, let's see, let's see. I'm looking, let me just make sure. Da, 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 da. I'm looking for other questions. All right, all right. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes. Okay, we got to give Sandy some love. I want to see some clapping of hands. I want to see some hearts. Sandy bought the AI course. We need to give Sandy some love. Yes, I want to see some clapping of hands. Yes, Darlene. Darlene was like, Sandy, you're not leaving me behind. Let's give Darlene some love. Yes, and thank you, Barbara. Thank you for didn't ask her to do that. Thank you so much for that. Yes, the if you don't do anything else, get these courses. Please, please, please don't leave without getting one of these courses. I've got to get you to a place where you can start getting these grants. So the do it yourself are the two courses. The original grant writing course, we started it all. Literally, my students have won millions of dollars with that course, millions of dollars. That is the original course is $497, but it's on sale right now for $297. The link is in the chat. And then the AI course is phenomenal, phenomenal. That's only $147. It's going to be $500 next week. You got 3 days to get all of the offers. You got 3 days at the price that you see. And then I see people are booking the 15-minute calls. Perfect. So that I can talk to you more about that 2 day intensive. You are getting, when I say you're getting $20,000, you're getting $20,000 for $2,000. You at the end of those 2 days, you're ready. You are ready. It creates a strategy so that you can stop guessing. There's so much time spent on applying for the wrong grants. What is the cost to become a 501c3? Uh, if you could drop the link to the IRS in the chat, Melissa, you have to go through the IRS to get your 501c3. If you could drop the link, please do so. And then you can go to the link and they have all of the information on the IRS site. Can you please touch a bit more on startup grants? Yes, so there are startup grants available. So, for example, there's a startup grant with Amber Grants for Women. They have a startup grant, Amber Grants for Women. And they're one of the only funders I know that will give you a grant based on an idea. So you don't even need to have made one dime. And then let's see, Sky's the Limit. They have a startup grant. So for most startup grants, now Amber grants for women, they're a little different because they will give you money on an idea. But even if you are a startup, you still need to have, this is why that grant prep kit is so important. We literally do it for you. We write the prep kit for you. That is going to be so important when you are a startup because you're going to be able to answer all these questions about your organization, which you need to be able to answer. Remember, if you don't have any impact, you need to be able to talk about why are you opening? What is special about your organization? That's going to be written for you. And the grant prep kit is only $997. That's literally us doing the work, us writing for you, $997. Can you imagine how many days and weeks and months you're going to save? We're going to give that to you. We write it for you. And especially for the startups, that's really going to be helpful because then you'll have the document. You'll have the document ready so that when you start applying for grants, you don't have to think about what you should be saying. When you're meeting with that foundation, you don't have to think about what you should focus on. You have the grant template. And with the 2 day intensive, you get the grant template. It's included. Plus, I'm throwing in the courses. For the 2 day intensive, I'm throwing in both of the courses, the original grant writing course and the AI course. I'm throwing that in. if you buy the 2-day intensive. You get the AI course if you buy the grant prep kit. But this is helpful to people who are starting up because it's going to save you so much time and effort. All right. I'm going to go to the webinar chat and start at the top and come down slowly. I want to make sure I did not miss any questions. Let's see. I want to make sure I have not missed any questions. So yes, the original grant writing course, the one that started it all is 290, excuse me, 297, lifetime access. Lifetime access. And by the way, these are educational expenses. So yes, you write them off. But yes, lifetime access to the courses. Absolutely. Let me just see if there are any other questions in the webinar chat. Yes, lifetime. If you want to meet with me to talk about the grant prep kit for 997 or the 2-day intensive for 1997, please click the Calendly link and set up a call with me. I would be more than happy to tell you how it's going to help your organization specifically. I am a nonprofit over 17 years and want to do a small business in real estate services housing. I believe that I can and will make it happen with your guidance. I am doing what I can do from my bed. I had a severe stroke. I'm sorry to hear that. And been on hold for 3 years. Now I'm back in business. Let's go, Miss Peavy. Tamala, I'm ready. I'm ready to help you. Oh, Faith, thank you. Everyone, Miss Peavy is the best with her knowledge and information. I was able to write a grant and got it. Yes, let's give Faith some love. Oh my gosh, it's actually a multi-year grant and we are so excited. Oh, we got to give Faith some love. I need to see some clapping of hands. Yes, yes, yes. Keith says your teaching has helped me out over and over again. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Oh, that's music to my ears. Absolutely. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Yes, we want to see your name on the money truck. I do not give out my PowerPoint presentations, but you will get a replay of everything, including the Q&A section. How to win federal grants and what's the key to getting $1 million grant as a new nonprofit? Great question. As a new nonprofit, the best way to get $1 million grant is to collaborate with another seasoned nonprofit. It's going to be very difficult for you as a new nonprofit to get $1 million grant because I want you to think about this. If you've not shown that you can handle a $5,000 grant, is an organization going to give you $1 million grant? So if you're a new nonprofit and you really have something to give, you have a program or a project that is going to be helpful to another more seasoned nonprofit, collaborate with that more seasoned nonprofit to apply for that $1 million grant. All right. Let's see. What we need to know is where to find them, which are not government grants. So I literally gave you a list of where to go to find grants that are not government grants. We already know how to apply and how to use AI for this. All right, let's see. Don't ever turn down free grant help. Like I've been in this business 18 years and I'm still learning. I'm still learning. Like we all can still learn how to apply for these grants. So be open to whatever knowledge you're going to get about this grant industry because it's constantly changing. You should have received the roadmap as soon as you bought it. So it's probably in your spam folder, but send us an email and then we'll send it to you. Is strategy, people. That is going to be the difference for all of you because I don't want you writing a bunch of grants that you're just not going to win and that you didn't think about, right? And again, Keith says he's been successful with local, state, and foundation grants through a grant stack system. Oh, we are trying to start a school at my church. Who would I contact for grants? You have to do your research. But that's a great idea. And something if for any churches on here, there is the Lilly Foundation, first of all, has a Black church grant. This is for those of you who are thinking there are no more Black grants or no more grants for Black organizations. That's just not true. The Lilly Foundation has a grant. You have to be a Black church to get it. But I want to say something about church grants. As a church, you can get grant funding. Do you know that Walmart gives grants to churches? Walmart. Now, you want to start a school at the church, right? That's a great idea. The question is whether or not it's going to be like a Christian school, because that is going to allow you to seek certain kinds of funding if you're going to be teaching Bible, for example, at the school. And but please don't think that there are not any grants for those who are teaching Christian doctrine. There are grants. There are organizations that give grants to other entities, nonprofits, for profits that do teach Christian doctrine, right? So it's not a matter of whether or not there's a grant for you. There's a grant for you if you're doing something legal. It's about where and how you place yourself in a position to get it. Again, it's not about whether or not there's a grant for you if you're doing something legal. It's about how do you find the resources? How do you place yourself in position strategically to get the grants? I can't find grants for health education. I guarantee you're not looking in the right place. There are so, oh my gosh. You know, there are billions of dollars in grants for health education. You've got to look in the right place. Interesting. I want to start a charter school. That was one of my specialties for 7 years. I was the director of grant proposals for a charter school CMO for a charter management organization. So a lot of my experience is in grants for education and charter schools. So hopefully you will come and be a part of this community, because that's the other thing. I offer a community. Please don't try to do this yourself. Be in our community. We have a 24/7 Facebook group, and then I provide live group training every single month. You can come into the Facebook group, get your questions answered. It's phenomenal. Any of you who are currently in the Facebook group, they'll tell you it's phenomenal. It's not about competition, it's about collaboration. Come into the Facebook group. There's 2,300 students in the Facebook group. They all bought that original course, and some of them bought the AI course, and some of them bought one-on-one training and the intensives. They're there to help you. It's a peer community. Because what I don't want you to do is spend time and waste time not knowing what to do, not knowing where to go. It's very frustrating, and then you give up. And I don't want you to give up. I don't want you to be discouraged. I want to write grants. I want to add grant writing as a diversification. Excellent. Excellent, Sandy. I have professional grant writers who take the course. Look at the original grant writing course and the AI course. You're going to get a certificate for each one. I have professional grant writers who took my courses because they wanted to know how to write grants better. And yes, they are professional grant writers. That's what they do for a living. So even if you come into the community, for example, on the live group calls, you might ask me, like, Linda, my question is about being a grant writer. Like, what should I charge? Where should I go for clientele? I'm happy to answer those questions on that live group coaching call, and even in the Facebook group. All right. I believe I can find the right grant for your housing nonprofit. Absolutely. Housing is, as you could see, a huge area. I did some work for Habitat for Humanity, and housing is a huge area for grants. Absolutely. Absolutely. So to be specific to what your goals are and the impact, I will have to what the community? I'm not sure what your question is. You'll need to ask it again. I need to learn how to strategize better. Yes. Build relationships. Absolutely. Most of my most of my success is building those relationships. Yes. I have those same collaborations, and they work great together for me and my mission. And you've got to be able to have community partners. We teach you how in the course. If you take the course, you'll learn how to build them, right? But that's part of what we talk about in the 2-day intensive, so that you, at the end of those 2 days, you're going to have your list of community partners. In that grant prep document that we write for you, or you're going to have a list of community partners. We're going to make sure that you have a list of community partners. Absolutely. We're doing it. We're doing it for you and with you. Thank you, Stacy. All right, let's just see if there are any other. So before all of you decide to leave, I want you to do one more thing for you. Don't do it for me, do it for you. I want you to put something into the chat because it's January, people. It's January. It's time for you to get serious about getting money. I want you to put into the chat, all of you. This is for you. I believe in manifestation. I want you to get this out of you and into the chat. I am ready to get grant money. All of you. I am ready to get grant money. All of you into the chat. Yes, Barbara Kellogg, the Kellogg Foundation is old school money. That is one of the reasons why it is so clear on their website that they give money in the area of racial inequities because they are unmoved by what is going on in the White House. And yes, that is old, 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 old money. They are unmoved by what's going on in the White House. So that's why organizations like the Kellogg Foundation, the Ford Foundation, they are like laser focused on racial inequities because they can give to whomever they want to give to. I have absolutely used Claude. I just happen to prefer, you can use either one. If you have Claude, it doesn't mean you have to get Chat GPT. I use both. I have used both. How to effectively look for grants. That's what we train you how to do in the courses. I use ChatGPT a lot. Excellent. Make sure you're using it correctly. You have to use it ethically. Ethically. And so in the AI course, we literally teach you how to make sure you're using ChatGPT ethically. How do you get how do you get access to the grant directory for free at the library? So I'm going to write it in here. It is the foundation directory online. When you go to the library, go to the librarian or the reference desk. Tell them that you want access to the foundation directory online. They will sit you at a computer and log you in to their account. All right. So for those of you asking about the original class, yes, you should have full access to your original class. Full access. I hope you buy the AI course though. I hope you get the AI course. Yes, the roadmap is an actual download. So when you bought the $5 roadmap, it went to your email. So look in your spam. Or if you don't have it, let us know. How can I get the original course? Yep, I dropped the link in the chat. We do offer a grant writing package. Yes, you will get certifications. Oh, Lakeisha says, I love the OG course. The OG course is phenomenal. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, millions, 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 millions have been won by people taking the OG course. I love it. I'm going to start calling it the OG course. And that's the original grant course. That is literally the OG course. And people, it's phenomenal. It is going to teach you how to write that grant. Absolutely. Thank you. Lakeisha says the Facebook group is the bomb. It is. You got to get in the Facebook group. So those of you who are buying, you will get a link to the Facebook group. You got to get into the Facebook group. You've got to get into the Facebook group. Absolutely. Come into the Facebook group. You will get the help that you need. I want to write a grant for my business and to extend my business to writing for other small businesses. Yes, I think you mentioned that before. You want to, I think, do some grant writing. So yes, we can help you with that. Absolutely. I have the roadmap. Excellent. Would you suggest completing the AI course, then the original course the other way around? If you're taking them both, complete the original course first and then the AI course. The AI course is 147, should be $147. That's going to be raised to $500. So please try to get the AI course. Angela, send us an email and we'll send you a link to get back into your course. These are lifetime courses, by the way. The AI course, lifetime. The OG course, lifetime. Do you charge for the 15-minute book a call? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Let's see. Yep, it was in the spam folder. Unfortunately, sometimes they go to the spam folders. They do. All right, let's see, let's see, let's see. Let me just make sure. I'm going through here. Yes, the AI course is $147. You want to purchase a 997 in two payments through Karma. What you're going to want to do here, let me check something because that course that is sitting on let me get that. That's the done for you. So that's sitting in, I'm going to check on that. Let me double check something here. It should be when you go through checkout because this, let's see. Ah, okay, let me show you what you do. Let me show you. Okay, I'm going to share my screen really quickly. This is if you want to do the buy now, pay later, you want to get the course, the done for you course. I'm going to share my screen really quickly. All right, let me get that. Okay, click click your 997. You're going to come up to this screen here. When you get to this screen, I'm just going to put in just a telephone number. When you get to this screen, you're going to hit pay another way. Then you're going to hit, I hope this works, new payment method. And there you see it. You can choose Afterpay, Cash App Pay, Google Pay. If you click the downward arrow, Klarna, Amazon Pay, or Zip. So those are the buy now, pay laters is Klarna, Afterpay. Those are the two. So Afterpay and Klarna. So I want to make sure you saw that. So click your 997 and then hit pay another way, hit additional payment method, and then they're going to pop up. So hopefully you were able to see that. Anisha, we got to give Anisha some love. We got to get everybody. I need to see some clapping of hands. I need to see some clapping of hands and some hearts. Give Anisha some love. That's right, Lish. You got to claim it. Lish says, I'm ready to get millions in grant money funding. You got to claim it. You got to claim it. You have to claim. I'm believing manifestation. Varian, I'm ready to get grant money. I am where I was a year ago. No, we got to stop that. No, I'm where I was a year ago. No. Remember what they say. If you do the same thing that you've been doing, what are you going to get? You can't expect different results. If you're doing the same things you were doing before, you've got to do something different. At the minimum, get a course and come into the community. The course brings you into the community. You'll be in the Facebook group. You'll get my live group coaching calls. If even if you buy the $147 AI course, you're going to be in the Facebook group. You're going to get the live group coaching calls. You've got to do something different. All right. That's what I'm talking about. I'm ready to get grant money for Rhonda and Keisha and Faith and Rami and Shakina and Charlotte. Charlotta, speak this to yourself. Like Thomas and Lakeisha, you've got to do something different, people. Preston, Pamela, Sherry, Ebony, Marsha. That's what I'm talking about. Hewlett, Darlene. It's January, people. We can't keep holding back. It's January. This money is available. It's going to be over $200 billion. And you got some people sitting in the corner crying, thinking, oh my gosh, there's no more grant money. There's the federal government cut all the money. And now here you are knowing that the money is available. Do something about it. Do something about it. Do something about it. Like let me help you. Wasn't that a movie like Help Me Help You? Help me help you. All right. Let's see. Please send another. To Lisa. I have a food truck business, LLC. Oh, and I've never had a grant. Do you know that there are grants for food trucks? There are grants for so a food truck is oftentimes part of grants that include the food industry and restaurants. Oh my gosh, I'm not kidding when I tell you probably for 2 years, there was a restaurant grant on HelloAlice.com. You had to be a small business, and you're an LLC. So I don't know if you didn't see it, but for over 2 years, there was a grant on Hello Alice for the restaurant industry that included food trucks. I haven't been able to get into the Facebook group. I am a student in your course. Send me an email. Now, this is what I'm going to do. When you click the link to join the Facebook group. It's going to send us a message to let you in. Now, if your Facebook name is totally different than than the name you used to sign up, we don't know it's you. We don't know it's you because some of you have very, very different Facebook names. But if it's the same name and you're not getting in, send us an email and let us know you're getting ready to send that the permission link so that we can let you in. But send us an email, Deborah, because you should be in the Facebook group. The name of the Facebook group is Grant Writing for Non-Writers. You're right, Lakeisha. Lakeisha's right. The Facebook group, oh my gosh, how many grants do we drop in the Facebook group? Melissa's the one that drops the grants. We drop so many grants in the Facebook group. Those of you that you want to consistently look for grants, oh my gosh, we drop nonprofit grants, small business grants. Right now, there are hundreds of grants in the Facebook group. Just scroll through the posts, you'll see them. Thank you, Sherry. I am a minority. I am a minority church, Hispanic and Black. Look out for that grant from the Lilly Foundation. It's open every year. It's a Black church grant, but there are other grants for churches. As I mentioned, like I said, Walmart gives grants to churches. So don't think because you're a church you cannot get a grant. There's so much money available for churches. Will you develop templates for more than one program per organization? Absolutely, you can. Absolutely, you can. Absolutely. Because many of you have both. Some of you have nonprofits, some of you have for-profits. Let me give you a tip that is just going to blow your mind. There's a way that you can get grant money for your nonprofit and your for-profit at the same time. This is why you need strategy, people. Let's say you have an after-school program. Your nonprofit has an after-school tutoring program. Now, in the state of Ohio, I'm in Ohio. If you have an after-school program, you need to feed those children. You need to feed those kids. What if your for-profit was a catering business? You can literally write into the grant money to pay your for-profit catering business to provide food to the kids in the nonprofit program. And that way, if you get the grant is going to give money to your nonprofit to do the tutoring, and it's going to give money to your small business to bring in the food. And that way, one grant will give you money for your for-profit and your nonprofit. I answered the grant about Africa. So definitely, you can. Some of these are international grants. When you start searching for grants, I put the portals in the webinar chat and you start searching for your grants. Of course, if you come into the community, we show you how to do that. But if you start searching for the grants, search for international grants. And then it will give you information on grants that are geared towards communities where the target population is outside of the US. You can be here in the US. You can have the nonprofit here in the US and serve a community in another country. You will need systems in place to manage the major grants. Yes, you do, absolutely. Track that money because at the end of the year, you're going to have to submit a grantee report. Track that money. So when you get the grant, let's say it's a $50,000 grant that you get, and it comes into your nonprofit bank account. As you are using the money, track the money so that when you complete that grantee report in a year, you can literally account for every penny spent of that grant money. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see if there are any other questions and then we can wrap it up. There is no charge for the 15-minute consultation. Not at all. No. The Facebook community, I'm going to drop this in here. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can grab the link really quickly. You won't gain access to the Facebook group unless you are a student, but I'm going to drop the link in here. I'm going to drop the link. So that's the link to the Facebook group, but you have to be a student. You have to be a student. When those of you who are buying the courses, I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do something special for you because it's the end of January, and now is the time. Now is the time. When you come into the Facebook group, I'm going to ask you to give me a couple of sentences about your information, your name, the organizational name. Are you a nonprofit or for profit? Where are you located? What is your program? And when you do that, I'm going to answer your post and give you a couple of links that is custom to your organization. I will do that for you because I want you to get off to a good start. So when you get into the Facebook group, look for my question asking you to share about your information, answer that question, and then I'm going to give you some links that you can go to immediately that will include some information about grants pertaining to your specific organization. All right, all right. Let me just make sure that I have the right information up here. All right. I think that's it. Okay, I'm looking for any last minute questions. Just let me make sure. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Okay, let me double check. Double check, double check. I'm just making sure that I don't have any more questions. So if you want to get a couple more, and this is your last opportunity, but we need to stop. We need to stop. And we need to give Anisha some love. And we need to give Jimmy some love because they bought the courses. Anisha bought the OG. She bought the OG course. She bought the OG course. And yes, the AI course. And Jimmy bought the AI course. I need to see some clapping of hands. I need to see some hearts. You're on your way. You're on your way. Feel good, feel good, feel good. I'm here to help you. I will see you in the Facebook group. I'm here to help you, right? Let this be a relief. You're doing something different than you've been doing before. Thank you, Keith. Thank you, Keith. Give these people, yeah, give them some love. Give them some love. Let's see, when we get our grant money, is it reasonable to hire an accountant? You at least need a bookkeeper. At the minimum, you need a bookkeeper. I would highly recommend that. Definitely at least have a bookkeeper, but yes, an accountant if you can afford one. I'm trying so hard to take notes. You said you're going to get the recording tomorrow. We're a small nonprofit and I am putting retaining your services on our wish list. Thank you. How do you join the Facebook group? So as soon as you buy the course, you're going to get a link doing your welcome. You're going to get some welcome emails. In the welcome email, you're going to get a link. When you click the link, we're going to get an invite. saying that you want to be a part of the Facebook group. And then we're going to let you in. We're going to let you in. And I already see some people wanting to come in, so we're going to let you in. Um, yeah, let me check one other thing. And I put the link to the Facebook group in the chat, but again, we have to let you in. So we'll be able to do that tonight. Don't worry about that. When you buy the grant prep package or the 2-day intensive, those two products, I'm telling you, is going to change your life. It's going to change your life. It is. It's going to change. It's going to change the trajectory of you getting grants. Um, so I have quite a few sessions set up, which is great. And I'm excited. But we have to, let me look at just a few more questions, and then we're going to wrap it up. But I'm trying to get to all of them. I'm trying to get to all of them. Let me just make sure. Good. Send your request. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Let me make sure. Let me make sure. I'm going to go back through here one last time. Again, thank you everybody for showing up. I know you could have been somewhere else tonight. First of all, you know what? You've got to give yourself some love. You could have been somewhere else tonight. You're trying to get money for a passion that you have, whether it's a nonprofit or a small business. Give yourself a round of applause. Give yourself some love. You know you could have been somewhere else tonight. You decided to come on here to try to get this information. You need to know. If nobody has said this to you, I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart. You are needed. Your organization is needed. Don't let anybody tell you that it's not. Do not give up. You've got to keep going. We need you. We need your organization. We need your small business. We need your nonprofit. Keep going. Keep going. Do not give up. Let us help you. Do not give up. So give yourself a round of applause and give yourself some love. I believe that's it. I have gone through what I believe I have gotten all of the questions. I'm going to go back to the Q&A one last time. I'm just moving through the webinar chat as fast as I can to make sure we are good with everything. All right, I believe we are. Let me just take this and scroll down and scroll down. Yes, everybody will get the replay. You will all get the replay. For 3 days, please look to your emails. You will get the replay tomorrow. You will have 3 days to get these products at these really, really low prices. You got 3 days, 3 days. The intensive is $19.97. The grant prep kit is $9.97. Let us just do that document for you. Just take it off your plate. Take it off your plate. Let us do the document for you. It's $997. You're going to spend weeks and months trying to get that done. And let's see, let's see, let's see. Let me make sure. And then if you want to do that deep dive in those 2 days, oh my gosh, I'm going to get you together. Can you send the link to the grant course? Yep. I can do that. Okay, I did that. I think we are done in this webinar chat. Right, the food truck. Yes, yes, yes. Let me make sure. Insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. We got to stop. We got to stop. We've got to stop. Do something for yourself. You got to invest in yourself just a little bit. The AI course is $147, people. You got to invest in yourself just a little bit, just a little bit. Don't worry, you're going to get the replay. Thank you, Anisha. Thank you, Charlotta. Thank you, Shakina. Thank you. I look forward to working with all of you. I'm going to hop over to the Q&A one last time. I think, let's see. Can you be a sole proprietor as in really so, like no office outside your bedroom and be eligible for such grants, especially if you are going into business such as a used car sales? Absolutely. Absolutely. It's called being a it's called being a solopreneur. Absolutely. I know solopreneurs that have gotten grants. Yes, 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 yes. We've been in business for over 20 years. I feel like there are no resources for the veteran company. I've learned that I've learned that what and who you know. I'm looking for direction. Veteran company, what do you mean exactly? I don't know what you mean by that. Do you mean a company owned by a veteran? Or do you mean a company that services veterans? That was one of my specialty areas. I have worked for years with veterans who have created companies and created nonprofits. I have secured hundreds of thousands of dollars in grant money for funding that is geared towards helping veterans. So I need clarification on whether you're talking about, and do you know that there's grant money available for veterans that own companies? Again, this is about strategy. Like this is what happens. You've had your business for over 20 years. This is what happens. You've got to have strategy. You've got to know what to do. Yes, Tina, schedule a call with me. Yes, I definitely want to talk to you about that your veteran company and not getting any grants in 20 years. We are for profit. That's fine. That's fine. We're a door installation, residential and commercial. It sounds like you are a veteran seeking grants for your company. Yes, there are grants geared towards businesses that are owned by veterans. Are there grants for cottage baking at home? How is it different? What are you doing with it? How are you serving the community? You have to answer those questions. There's no link to the AI powered accelerator course. Yes, there is. It's right in the chat. Melissa, if you could drop that link one more time. I just put it in there as well. AI powered grants. Let me make sure that's I'm going to use it right now. That should be it. It is. That's it. The link is in the chat. I just put the link in the chat for the AI course. I want to purchase that. Yes. Thank you, Monica. Is there a grant to start a staffing agency? Again, it's not a matter of, is there a grant for me? Yes, there are grants for staffing agencies. Sometimes it's not as specific as a staffing agency. Maybe you're a woman-owned business. Get a grant as a woman-owned business, right? Maybe your staffing agency is in a brick and mortar. You have a physical location. Get a grant that's geared towards organizations that have a physical location. So this is where strategy comes in. It's beyond looking just at having a staffing agency, and that's what we help you with. The 297 is the original course. The AI course is $147. I've been clicking and nothing happens. All right, so let me put in, oh, okay, let me do something different here. Okay, I'm going to put in this full link and you can use this link. Here, let me put in this full link. It's a little bit longer, but it'll get you to where you need to go. So this is the full link to the AI course, not the bit.ly link, the full link. Click on that, it'll take you right to the AI course. I believe that said, I don't see any other questions. Oh, my company collaborates with doctors and dermatologists, oncologists to assist clients to obtain a medical grade cranial prosthesis. I was just asked to form an alopecia areata, support group for one in Sacramento. Do you think this will enhance my chance of obtaining grants? Absolutely. Let me tell you the importance of collaboration. especially as a small business. I have a client, she's a student. She's a designer, she's a fashion designer, right? She's a fashion designer. In addition to being a fashion designer, with the extra fabric that she has left over, she creates clothes to be given and donated to women who are in domestic violence shelters. Now, if I'm a foundation and I have two organizations and they're both fashion designers, but this one fashion designer is literally making clothes to give to battered women with the extra fabric that's left over. So she not only is running her business, she's serving the community. Who's getting the grant? Who's getting the grant? I have a kidney foundation and kidney peer support group here in Southwest Georgia. Absolutely. 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 Lakeisha, and getting the tax write-off. Absolutely. And getting the tax write-off. That's what I'm talking about. She's not only winning grants, she's able to write off, right? Absolutely. She's able to write it off, right? Because this is she's donating it to she's donating her not only the material, but her work, right? So she's getting a tax write-off. That's what you do, right? As a small business, what are you doing different? What are you doing different? And sometimes what you're doing different may have nothing to do with your company. There's a restaurant in Cleveland that's very well known, Edwin's. He has a nonprofit where he literally trains those who have been previously incarcerated to become chefs. Oh, they've gotten so much grant money. He has a model program around the country. He has a three-star restaurant, Edwin's. Those of you in Cleveland, I know you know who I'm talking about. Edwin's Restaurant. He has an ex-offender program. So he's training those who've been previously incarcerated how to become chefs. And it was became so successful, he started a butcher company. And so he's training them to be butchers to cut the meat. That's what the nonprofit does. So many of you who have the for-profits and the nonprofits, sometimes that nonprofit that you have will increase your chances as a for-profit of getting grant money. Yes, Sherry, he is so successful. Oh my gosh. I love Edwin's. He has a model program around that's been emulated around the country because it's so successful. Training those who've been previously incarcerated. You cannot join the Facebook group if you have not purchased a package. It's for students only. So you have to buy one of the courses or one of the packages. All right, we are done. I want to thank everybody for hopping on because, again, I know you could have been elsewhere. I know you could have been elsewhere. You decided to hop on. I hope this has been helpful. I hope you see how possible it is. This is why my students, those testimonials you saw, we get those all the time. We get those testimonials all the time. Our students are winning grants. Our students are winning grants. Consistently, it's about strategy. You've got to do this with strategy. And so hopefully I will be able to work directly with you because you're working directly with me for that 2-day intensive. It is with me directly. So hopefully you'll buy that and I will see you. For those of you setting up the 15-minute calls, perfect, beautiful. We'll talk then. The grant prep kit, let us do it for you. Get it off your plate. Let us do it for you. And then at least buy one of the courses. At least move the needle. Move the needle with one of the courses. Move the needle. The OG course or the AI course. The OG course is everything. I'm telling you, the OG course is everything. Like I said, it is a course that has garnered millions in grants. It will teach you how to write a grant. It will teach you how to place yourself. It will teach you how to meet with the foundation. Everything like that is in the OG course because you got to learn how to write about your organization unless you want us to do it for you. It will teach you how to write to tell your story. And that is what is going to get you noticed. That's the original course. If you could just put the original link into the chat one more time for those asking for it. The original one. That's right. Lakeisha says, see me on the money truck. See me on the money truck. I might, I might, I might. My course is already my company and everything. I have trademarks, but I might. The OG course, I love that. I'm going to steal it. I'm going to steal it. I'm going to steal it. That's it. That's it. The original grant course, the OG course. I love, love, love that. I'm going to steal it. Thank you all, seriously, for showing up for yourself, for showing up for yourself, because that's what we got to do. Thank you, Lakeisha. I will credit you. I will credit you. All right. It's headed down to tomorrow morning is supposed to be literally negative 22. The wind chill is supposed to be negative 22 tomorrow. It's down to 10 degrees. It's gotten cold. It's it's time to go. All right. Thank you all. Remember what I said. Keep keep moving forward. Do not get discouraged. What you're doing is needed. We need the work. We need your nonprofit. We need your small business. Do not let anybody discourage you. Come in and let us help you. That's what we're here for. My name is Linda Peavy, creator of the course Grant Writing for Non-Writers, Keys Winning Grant Proposals, and the course AI Powered Grant Accelerator, Write Winning Proposals Faster. And I will see you in the Facebook group. You've got 3 days. I want to see you in the Facebook group. People do this for you. Let me help you. That's why I have different price points. I look, I have a $5 product. I want you to move the needle. I want you to move the needle. All right. So God bless you. And my gosh, in this environment, please stay safe. Please, please stay safe. God bless you. Stay warm, stay encouraged, and thank you so much again for the support. And hopefully, I will see you over in the Facebook group. I will see you in the Facebook group. Thank you so much. And remember, you've got 3 days to get these prices. All right. All right. And let's give a shout out to Melissa, who's in Zimbabwe. So it's probably like 4 o'clock in the morning. Let's just give her a little bit of love before I sign off because I have kept her up all night. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Melissa. And thank you, everybody. And just God bless you. Thank you. And thank you, Barbara. Thank you. Barbara's our friend. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you for showing up and for the support and continued love. All right. Thanks so much. Bye bye.